In Stoic philosophy, friendships are more than just social connections. They are built on shared values, mutual respect, and the pursuit of virtue. The absence of meaningful friendships, therefore, can reveal much about one's character, mindset, and personal growth. According to the Stoics, a lack of true friends may point to deeper reflections on one's alignment with virtue, emotional control, and the effort invested in relationships. In this exploration, we'll dive into what it means when someone struggles to form lasting friendships from a Stoic perspective, and how this absence can indicate areas for personal reflection and growth on the path to becoming a wiser, more virtuous individual. 1. A lack of alignment with virtue. For the Stoics, friendship is a reflection of one's character and commitment to virtue. If someone struggles to form deep, meaningful connections with others, it may signal that their values or actions are not in alignment with those of the people around them. In Stoic thought, virtue is the highest good living according to wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Without this shared foundation of virtue, meaningful friendships can be hard to establish. Therefore, a lack of friends may indicate that you have not yet cultivated the character necessary to attract like-minded individuals who are also committed to living virtuously. 2. Inward focus and self-sufficiency. A friend is someone who gives you the space to become who you truly are. Marcus Aurelius. Stoics emphasize self-sufficiency and inner peace, which may sometimes lead one to appear withdrawn or distant from others. Stoicism teaches that we must seek happiness and fulfillment from within, rather than depending on external sources, be they people, circumstances, or possessions. While this inner strength is valuable, it may also lead to isolation, particularly if one becomes too focused on self-reliance and disconnected from the need for genuine human connection. If you find yourself without close friends, it may reflect a tendency to overvalue independence to the point of emotional isolation, forgetting that even the Stoics acknowledge the importance of human relationships. 3. Unresolved inner conflict or lack of emotional regulation. He who is brave is free. Seneca. According to Stoicism, true friendship is born from mutual trust and emotional regulation. If one has difficulty controlling their emotions, or is caught up in anger, jealousy, or resentment, it can be difficult to cultivate strong and lasting relationships. A lack of friends may, therefore, indicate an inability to manage one's emotions effectively or an unwillingness to practice the Stoic virtues of forgiveness, patience, and understanding. The Stoic believes that emotional disturbances are often a result of our judgments and interpretations, and if these aren't properly managed, they can push others away, creating isolation. 4. Fear of vulnerability. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Epictetus. True friendship, according to Stoicism, requires vulnerability and the ability to be honest with others. If a person is overly protective of their emotions or unwilling to expose their true self, they may find it difficult to form genuine friendships. This fear of vulnerability can stem from a lack of self-acceptance or a fear of judgment, both of which are at odds with the Stoic practice of embracing what we cannot control and focusing on what is within our power, our thoughts and actions. If someone avoids deep relationships due to fear of being judged or misunderstood, it may indicate that they are not yet fully comfortable with their own self and consequently may struggle to form authentic bonds. 5. Misalignment with the good of others. If you wish to be rich, do not add to your money, but subtract from your desire. Seneca. In Stoic philosophy, a true friend is someone who also seeks the well-being of the other, not based on material gains or shallow interests, but out of mutual respect for one another's growth in virtue. If a person lacks friends, it might suggest a failure to recognize the value of others' good or a preoccupation with personal gain rather than shared happiness and self-improvement. Stoicism teaches that human relationships should be based on the desire to help each other become better versions of ourselves, rather than seeking selfish fulfillment. If one's interactions are often self-centered or driven by external desires, it can alienate others and result in a lack of meaningful friendships. 6. Lack of effort in relationship building. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Stoicism teaches that while we must prioritize our inner peace and virtue, we must also recognize our obligations to others and to the world around us. Friendships require effort, understanding, and reciprocity. If you find yourself without friends, it may indicate a lack of investment in nurturing relationships, whether due to laziness, self-centeredness, or neglect. Stoicism emphasizes that human relationships are valuable and require effort, just as any other practice in life. A lack of friends might reflect a failure to commit to meaningful connections and invest in those bonds with the same level of dedication we apply to personal growth. 7. Detached from the needs of others. The best way to revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius. Stoics do not shy away from the realities of human existence. They recognize that we all have emotional needs and desires, but they urge us to not be consumed by them. However, true friendship requires attentiveness to the needs of others, whether through emotional support, compassion, or simply being present. A lack of close relationships may point to a detachment from the needs of others, where self-interest becomes more important than being there for the people who matter. Stoicism teaches us that fulfilling our social obligations and being there for others is part of living a virtuous life. In Stoicism, the absence of friends is not simply a social issue, but a deep reflection of how well you have cultivated the virtues of trust, emotional regulation, and genuine care for others. It points to an area in life that may need reflection and adjustment, whether it's aligning your actions with virtue, overcoming self-imposed isolation, or learning to be more emotionally present and vulnerable with others. As the Stoics teach, our relationships should be grounded in virtue, not in seeking approval or material gain. By striving to embody these principles, we not only build stronger connections with others, but also continue our journey toward a life of wisdom, integrity, and tranquility.